All right, everybody, welcome to part 4 of the IELTS listening test. Section 4, the hardest part. This is where your reading is going to be even more important. So please remember, the more you read, the easier the listening test is going to be because you're able to quickly read over the questions and then make a prediction about what the answer might be. In today's part 4, it's all gap fill. That is quite common. Also keep in mind, the words that will be the answers generally won't be very difficult words. They should be words that you should know if you can get a 6 in the IELTS test. Now, if you're aiming for a 7 or 8, that's great. It means the actual words will be easier. But it requires that your reading skill is a little bit higher. Also remember, any words that give you a problem in the text, that goes on your vocab list. All right, let's take a look at part 4. All right, so let's get right to it. We see here in the instructions, one word only. Remember, in the description, we've got the actual audio. This is part 4 of test 1 in IELTS 7. I would love to know how it goes. Preparation for fieldwork trip to Namibia. So we're going somewhere to see rock art. Namibia in. It could be in a month. It could be in 2 weeks. It could be in September. It could be in Africa. All right, it could be anything about time or location. Then we have more rock art. Okay, good. Earliest explanation of engravings of animal footprints. They were used to help learn about tracking. Okay, so people, children, members, students learn about tracking. So again, I'm not worried about the answer, I'm guessing. But why are the tracks usually small, big, disappearing? Why are some engravings realistic and others unrealistic? Why are some of the unrealistic animals sometimes half, so again, sometimes they are half naked, half animal, any of these things. Now keep in mind, that requires you to understand the full sentence here and what the ending could be. So they're trying to understand sometimes the animals are half something. So remember, your ability to read and then think, okay, what word comes after half? Especially when we're talking about art. Half unfinished. A lot of these words could go in there. Wise men may have been trying to control wild animals with. All right, control wild animals with guns, which is unlikely. Guns, swords, rocks, their minds. All right, so again, you're just doing the best guess you can. Then down here, okay, not important because we're going to skip on to the next part. All right, here we go. Last part, one word only. So we've got a full sentence now. If you look at a site from a, you reduce visitor pressure. From a camera. It's clearly some kind of location. So again, this one's a bit more difficult for me, but I get it. It's something about, look at the site from a location, from a helicopter, from a satellite. 37, to camp on a site may be disrespectful to people from that city, town, country, anything, people from that city, country, culture. Very simple. Undiscovered material may be damaged by people, weather, rain. All right, so damaged by something or someone. Now again, I don't need to really think about something or someone. I would just say rain or visitors. 39, you should avoid or tracing rock art as it is so fragile. Okay, we're at it's some kind of art. It sounds like it's outside. You should avoid stepping on. You should avoid, I don't know, it's art. Probably don't want to touch it. Avoid touching art. Makes sense. So remember, guess, and you'll probably get it right. So remember, guess, and you might even get the right answer. It's my favorite thing in an IELTS class when my students guess the answer and then they get it right. They really love that. It's very cool. It's very fun. It's not your goal. It's just a little bonus for you. In general, your aim is to leave the site. Again, the grammar here is quite tricky. You should leave the site. It's probably some kind of adjective, maybe a verb with an ing or ed at the end. You should leave the site alone. All right, so that's kind of the easy one. Leave it alone. Leave the site alone. Leave the site untouched. Leave the site in peace. Whatever idea comes to mind, you want to be thinking of that and then checking when it comes. Thank you, everyone. That's all we're doing for this test. This is part 4 of the test. Again, the hardest part. Work on those reading skills so that you can get that higher score and understand things a bit better. Also, I think the newspaper is great. The newspaper is a great resource for the listening test because you're going to be reading about these topics: travel, business, society, science. And please, as always, remember that language is a habit. So you want to practice your listening. And if you're preparing for this test and you want to get the best score possible, everything we've done in these videos, practice, practice, practice.